Hey there, I'm Stefanie Flaxman. I've been a writer and editor for 20 years, and I have more than 200 videos on YouTube that help you live and work like a writer. That is a lot of videos, so let me curate my best advice for you. You can now sign up for free exclusive updates at stefanieflaxman.com. I'll send you my top tips for new writers, plus other advice that works best in email rather than audio or video. It would be my pleasure to meet you at your inbox as your new writer consultant. Ready to join the club? Go to stefanieflaxman.com to sign up for free. And remember, I spell Stephanie with an F, not a PH. The proper spelling is on your screen right now. That is stefanieflaxman.com. I will see you there. Happy Tuesday if you are listening in real time. And if you're not listening in real time, you can just subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you get a little note every time I publish a new episode. This podcast is publishing every weekday. I've been talking about for the last few episodes how to build your writing portfolio full of great writing samples and how to get your first clients, how that whole process works when you are looking for writing work. But I overlooked something. There was something that I was taking for granted, which I need to define now, because whenever I talk about getting writing work going forward, I've assumed something that I should not have assumed, and that is my definition of a new writer. So the definition of a new writer might seem fairly obvious or self-explanatory. You could think of it as someone who wants to learn how to write well for the first time, or someone who already feels like they know how to write well, but they want to look for work as a writer. They'd like to get a job or jobs as a writer. And none of that is wrong. That obviously, both of those definitions make sense as a new writer. But I have a different definition of what a new writer is in today's landscape of writing professionally. The landscape of writing professionally is constantly changing. It was different 15 years ago. It was different 10 years ago. It was different 5 years ago. It was even different a year ago and 6 months ago. So who qualifies as a new writer in the world of writing professionally is going to change a little bit. And I have what I think is the current definition of someone who is a new writer in today's business world. And that is, a new writer has a specific subject matter expertise, but has little to no experience getting writing work in their field because they haven't yet established themselves as a writer. So this could be a number of professions. This could be a plumber who wants to get writing work. This could be a gardener who now wants to get writing work. It could be a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer, a therapist, a chef, a yoga instructor. The list goes on and on and on of people who have a specific subject matter expertise because of their career path so far. But they would like to transition into getting writing work related to their field so they could share their subject matter expertise. Now, this has always been the case. It's always been good to specialize. It's always been good to have a certain subject matter expertise before you look for writing work. But it is now more important than ever because the jobs available for writers have changed so much. People no longer get paid to just string words together for some extra money. And when you could get content writing jobs of just stringing words together for extra money because you know how to write, they were never the good jobs, right? They were never the long-term jobs. They were never the jobs that paid well. Someone who wants if someone who wants a writer to string words together for their website doesn't really value the writer, they think anyone could do it, so they just pay someone a low amount because it doesn't really matter to them. And the reason why those jobs weren't long term was because that writing never did anything for those businesses. If the writing you do for a low-paying job doesn't make the business a profit, they're going to stop spending money on paying those writers. Even if they pay them a little amount to begin with, they are not going to value what they do even more, because the content that the writer produced did not make any difference to the company's bottom line, because it was just words. It didn't have to do with a specific subject that their audience was interested in, and they didn't know how to guide readers along into becoming interested prospects and then customers of that company. So, quote, easy writing jobs in the past where you didn't really have to specialize, those are going away. They have been going away. And that's what makes the definition of a new writer different than someone who just decides, hey, that sounds like something that I want to do. I'm going to jump in and try to look for work as a writer because I feel like I can put sentences together. It was never a great thing to do that because, like I said, you weren't getting the types of jobs that were going to be sustainable for you in the long run. But now it's just not a reality. So I can't talk about building your writing portfolio or getting clients without assuming that you are someone with a specific subject matter expertise who now wants to go look for writing work based on the experience that they've established in their career so far. So this might change things because it changes how you craft your portfolio, because you want to go into applying for writing jobs with a really specific portfolio. So I'm going to give an example because, of course, as always, there are so many different types of people who want to be writers and so many different types of fields that require different types of writing for that content to be effective. So let's look at an example with a chef. I think I mentioned a chef as one of the professions that someone might already have, and then they decide that they want to be a writer or they want to get writing work. Now, if a chef wouldn't just go out into the writing world or go out into the professional job market and get any type of writing work. They would get writing work related to their subject matter expertise. And in this case, I'm talking about a chef. So a chef that wants to share their knowledge probably has a good idea already about the publications that they might like to write for. They're not starting from scratch when you look at it with this example, because a chef isn't going to go to some engineering magazine and try to get work. They're not going to go to some rollerblade company and try to get work. They're not going to go to some aquarium magazine because they want to write about fish. No, they're going to look within their own field, and they probably already read culinary publications, culinary blogs. They probably already know businesses in the culinary world who might need content. So they're going to start there. Do you see how your subject matter expertise shapes where you look for writing work? They're not going to go to some general marketplace and start applying for any job that they're not particularly qualified for. Their subject matter expertise informs where they look for work. That's why you need to have the subject matter expertise first. And even if they don't know exactly where they want to work, their subject matter expertise shapes their writing portfolio and the writing samples that they create. So this chef might start a blog where she posts once a week, writing the type of articles that are a reflection of the type of work that she wants to get. So let's say after 5 or 10 weeks of consistently writing on her blog, she now has 5 to 10 solid writing samples that demonstrate her subject matter expertise and what she brings to the table as a writer, so that when she goes out looking for culinary related writing jobs, she can demonstrate that she is the perfect match for that job. So your subject matter expertise informs where you look for work as a writer and the type of portfolio that you build, so that you can demonstrate that you have what someone hiring a writer in the culinary field is looking for. So I think this is a really clear example that you can apply to whatever your subject matter expertise is, to give you a better idea of what a new writer looks like in our contemporary environment and how they would go about looking for writing jobs. That is it for today. If you want exclusive tips that I only share in email, go on over to stefanieflaxman.com and sign up for free. I will see you there and talk with you soon.